Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call for a motion for the acceptance of the minutes of the October 13th, 2020 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Public forum for this evening? Nothing? All right, we'll go on to reports and correspondence for this evening. Just want to ask the board to start thinking about some dates that they're available in December. Going to be doing a administrators and board retreat as we did last year. We got to somehow get that on our agenda and on our plate. I know our plates are full, but we'll be looking at that. And I know we have some construction meetings coming up. Any other board members? If not, Superintendent Wiles.
Just have one thing this evening. The construction meetings will start on Wednesday, November 4th. We'll be meeting in here from 6 to 8. There are some plans that'll be shared from the architect to the board. And we also have some videos to show you about some projections on what the new areas will look like. So there'll be very good information that comes November 4th, 6 to 8 here.
Am I correct? The architects have 3D drawings for us, Vince?
That's right. They're available. Iris and I were trying to work out some of the details, but they are available. I shared a Google Drive with you. You can view it there. That's one way to look at it. And there's also some links that you can click on. Some of the videos are pretty big, so I was able to compress them so you could actually watch them, but they are 3D walkthroughs of each of the security entrances, one of each building. Then there's also some renderings, still pictures, if you would, of the cafeteria area, the library, of the way that the desks and tables and the bookshelves and all of that will be set up, as well as the cafeteria and the kitchen. But the actual security entrances are 3D walkthroughs, as though you're actually walking into the entrance. It's really nice. You get a visual of what it would look like.
And after this meeting, the architect does want to submit to the state the plans for the roofing. So that could go out to bid. It's a good climate to bid right now. It's 4 to 6 weeks for approvals. They're going to try to expedite that with state ed so that next summer we can get the roofing work done as part of phase 1.
So board, you will have the materials in advance. Please take a look at that, bring your questions, and be ready to discuss it in November 4th meeting.
I've asked Vince to send you a new link so it'll come up in your emails as a, refresh.
Yeah, I'll do it that way. This way here, they're easy to find, so you don't have to go digging for them.
Thank you. Assistant Superintendent for Business, Mr. Napoli.
Thank you. A couple of things. The superintendent referenced the YMCA. They did do a survey or a poll on our Facebook page as well as off of our website. They had people respond. They are following up with those parents to see if they would be more interested in a before-school program, an after-school program, or an all-day program. And the YMCA has all of that. In addition, they have something that's called the Y Academy, which the students would actually go and sit with Y employees for the whole day. They would help them with their online learning, anything that they would be doing while they were remote, some type of academic assistance. And there is a cost for parents to send their children to the Y program. But for the Y Academy, DSS actually funds it for anybody that's on any type of public assistance. It could be up to a very high percentage, depending on what your income level is. So we've been working with the Y to get those details together. We don't know when we're going to kick this off, but we're moving closer. We have to pick the space for it and make sure that parents are really interested in it, and then we'll go from there. In addition to construction, you really can't see it with the cameras, but I know the board can see it. We spent some time with the architect and with the designers for our new high school auditorium chairs. We've put together this chair here that's in front of the superintendent and the board president. That's what we hope the chair to look like, those colors, that type of, well, that's the chair. I don't know anyway. We had a lot of options. It was like going to a diner with 50 pages of menu options, but that's the one we came up with. It's very close to the one we have now. Many schools and colleges are using these chairs, and they're putting them in. They've been around for a long time. This company has been in existence for a long time. They're USA made, so that's the chair. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. John?
Yes, I'm sorry. I just said something for Lisa. I had it down here. I just wanted to take an opportunity to thank Jody Little and Lisa Ramirez and their committee. Today we got our new logo, Blue Devil logo mugs. So I wanted to thank them for that. I know I caught grief for being old and voting for the 1850 logo. But I just want to know, Lisa, one of the ideas behind this was to get so that everybody in the school district and the community could use the same logo. So has the athletic director or anybody in your office sent out a notice that this is the new logo, and that any teams that order uniforms or any of the clubs that order T-shirts should be using this logo?
We haven't yet. We're still working with the designer to get them samples of the uniforms so that they can do some camera-ready shots for us to use. I don't want to put something out that people just start copying and not use camera-ready stuff. So we've been just waiting for a response, but things will be going out, and I hope in the next couple of weeks. We sent uniforms for samples out to her, but we will get something out.
So that then anybody could just use what we have provided for
Yes.
them to use. Okay.
And we're also, John, we're also working with our attorneys to copyright the logo now too, so that it's our logo.
And to Lisa and Jody, a mea culpa, it looks good. Thank you.
I just want to also point out, John, following up on the mugs. So those mugs are for Board Appreciation Week, and I should have said this during my comments, but I'm going to say it now. The staff, on behalf of the staff and the administrators and everyone here, I really want to thank the board for your continuing support of all of our students. You know, these are very high-paying jobs that you that you have, that's a joke. But I really, your dedication and the time commitment and your input, constructive voices to make things better here in all aspects of our program is greatly appreciated. And that's what those mugs are. Just a small recognition of what you do for us.
Thank you.
Much appreciated to all of you.
Thank you. Iris?
Yeah, Vince, I was just curious to know, under food service, the Farm to School Planning Grant sampled kale, AKA kale. Obviously,
Kale, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's kale, yeah.
You're definitely supporting kale. What was that about? What did they do?
Right. So if you remember last month, we sent home local carrots when we did the food
Sent home.
delivery.
Okay.
Right. And so last week, they sent home local kale for the kids to sample kale.
Right.
We served it here. I know I like kale, but a lot of people think kale and they're like, but a lot of people like kale. Some children might not have any idea what kale is, and went home with a little blurb of what kale is and here's how you try it. And I think they even sent home a little recipe how to prepare the kale. Right.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Vince, for that agricultural lesson.
How often are they going to do that? Let me just ask. Is that once a month?
Monthly, right. As long as the local produce is, and farm products are available,
Right.
they're going to, they'll
Great
send it
idea.
home.
Great idea. Thank you.
Wayne?
So, Vince, thank you. For the chairs there, can we just make sure, I'm not sure what part it was that was cracking on the old chair, so the back was going back too far, is not gonna.
Sure. Yeah, we had a lengthy discussion with the company about that chair and about that problem. And what I really didn't realize, but those chairs are close to 25 years old, and they've actually held up a long time. And the thickness of the plywood in the back of this chair is thicker than the plywood in the chairs that we currently have in the auditorium. So they should hold up. I mean, they're not going to hold up to
There's
some.
something on the side that was cracking the plastic on the side.
Right. If you, right behind the armrest, right where the hinge point is when, if you lean back on the chair and you put a lot of pressure on it, you're going to break something that's in there. the biggest guy who pushes back on a chair can break a piece of plywood because it's not, it's not steel reinforced, but the plywood is in there and that's what supports the back along with the plastic. Yeah, we had that discussion
But
with
the
them.
sides are, and take a look at it, after the sides are pretty well built. And we're going to leave this in here so that when the architect's here, you can ask them the questions too on the 4th, because this was a big point of discussion that we had with the manufacturer and also the architect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction, Mrs. Kelly White.
Good evening. A couple updates. At the last board meeting, we reminded the community that Ellenville was a recipient of a PTEC grant. So we're continuing to move forward with some work in opening our PTEC Academy this coming September. So during the month of November, we have 2 meetings planned with our steering committee, which consists of the district, the support we're receiving from Ulster BOCES, SUNY Ulster, and the Council of Industries. They'll all be at the table to begin some of the curriculum work. We're also going to be trying to do some site visits to other area PTEC schools that are in Newburgh and up on the campus of SUNY Ulster, and looking at identifying spaces within our district to have our PTEC program located. Additionally, we are underway with some school improvement grant projects. So we are entitled to Title I school improvement funding, which we've submitted our application for roughly $100,000, but there's several required activities that need to exist in order to be eligible to receive our funding. One of them is the development of a district comprehensive improvement plan, which we're currently working on with Dr. Lori Cassell from BOCES. We'll be identifying 5 priorities for the district to make improvements on, and we'll be including in those discussions various stakeholder groups, including teachers, parents, and students. And this plan will be presented to the Board of Education as soon as it's prepared. In addition, part of one of the other activities in the school improvement grant is conducting a school climate survey and social emotional learning surveys. And these surveys, we're going to be doing a lot of public relations for in the coming weeks to make everyone aware of the purpose and how the surveys are going to be administered, when the survey window will be. But what I can tell you at the moment is for about a 2-week window in November, our teachers, students, staff, and parents will all be given electronic access to surveys created by Panorama, which is a company that we've partnered with to develop a school climate survey. They will administer the surveys for us and prepare a result, and the results are nationally normed, so we can see how we're comparing to other districts that are similar composition to us throughout the country. Another priority under the school improvement grant, which we're currently working on, is the development of the middle school comprehensive education plan. So since the middle school is identified as a targeted support and an improvement school, they do need to develop an education plan for this school year. We're waiting for the state to release the documents that get completed as part of the plan. They were revising them due to COVID. And they should be releasing the templates for those plans to us, hopefully in the coming days. And again, Dr. Lori Cassell is helping us facilitate that work. One of the major projects underneath that is conducting a needs assessment with Andre Spinelli in the middle school to really try to hone in on the root causes of some of the issues that led to the identification. Additionally, we'll be putting together reinstating our strategic planning committees at each of our buildings to help with the projects that I just discussed. So those are some teacher committees to give some feedback, and we'll be drawing on them throughout the year to update some plans that need yearly updates. Additionally, in the board report, there was a proposal from the high school BLT to consider an Instagram account. They see that a lot of parents are visiting the Facebook account, but to appeal to the younger population, the students, in their words, is Facebook is for old people. And they want a tool that, they're more comfortable navigating. So the high school BLT has proposed an Instagram account. They feel like if there's information that they want to push out to students, sometimes they're doing that through Google Classrooms, but a lot of students aren't using Google Classroom as the social media platform. And they feel like Instagram would be a better platform for getting information out to students. For example, athletic events for classes, fundraisers, senior portraits, deadlines for the yearbook. So they feel really strongly that having an account, again, that also could be moderated potentially by BOCES or somebody here in district, they'd be able to get more student buy-in and more student input into activities.
Kel, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Being an old person, I'm not sure where all of these social medias fall on the hierarchy, but wouldn't Twitter be a more reliable venue to do that? I know in our district where I was, they have Twitter accounts that go out because the last thing we want to do is get hacked or have something go out that, would cause a stir. So I didn't know if the BLT would consider the Twitter account where a few people would have control of that. You could put the information out. Most of the stuff that I've seen in other districts is about positive stuff, about kids achieving, teams doing things, musicians, artists, those types of things, teachers winning awards, the community coming together on something, things like that. So I get a little nervous on Instagram.
Because
I think my understanding would be it would probably be easier to hack or get into than if you had a Twitter account.
Well,
but-
Instagram is owned by Facebook now, so when you post to Facebook, if you also have an Instagram account, it'll say, do you also want to post this to your Instagram account? So the content that we're delivering through Facebook can also be on the Facebook page, can also be put on the Instagram page. So right now we have our team at BOCES that moderate that page. So it would still be linked to our Facebook account. So it would be the same type of content, but they just feel like it would draw our high school students and just getting information out to them regarding events that are relevant and important to them.
If I may, I think that we'll work with BOCES on making sure that that's safe, but I like the idea of a Twitter account too. I've seen, I worry about hacking that also, but let us work with BOCES because Twitter is a great way. I'm not sure if the kids follow. I don't think the students do, but I think community
Parents
members
do, yeah.
do. So I think we could look at both of them. We'll have a discussion with,
Do we have the
BOCES.
ability when we post something on the Facebook to not allow comments because sometimes you
our
can be
comments are
trouble?
off.
All right.
Yeah, if you set your Instagram page up as a business page, you can remove the ability to make comments.
I think any venue that allows us to give out positive information about the district is worthwhile. I just want to make sure that, we're covered.
Thank you. Lisa, you had your hand up?
Oh, I just wanted to chime in that Twitter is especially popular with, in my experience, with the athletic community. Like with sports, the coaches love it, getting scores out. It's a little less trafficked by young people, or teenagers and kids, but the athletes will embrace it typically.
Thank you. Geneva?
Just a quick note, also on Instagram, you can post to Twitter as well. So if you post one thing on Instagram, you could send it to Facebook, the Facebook. Twitter as well.
We're all learning.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm used to writing letters to people to spread the word. So,
Iris?
I'm just curious to know who will be administering this and what that entails. I mean, is this a new job that we're going to create or?
The Instagram page?
Yes.
Well, right now we have BOCES. What we normally do if we need something posted, we send it to Jessica Murray at BOCES, and she makes any needed edits and gets it up for us. So I don't think it'd be an incredible amount of more work because, like I said, when you want to post something to Instagram, it'll say, Facebook, it'll also give you the option. Do you also want to post this on Instagram? So with the click of a button, it's going to both places. You're not having to, it's not doubling up on.
We'll have it centralized through BOCES. We'll have that discussion with them.
Okay.
Thank you.
and Twitter.
Anything else, Kelly?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll move on to resolutions for this evening. 5.1, tenure appointment. Upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that Brittany Spoor, who holds professional New York State certificate in the areas of students with disabilities, grade 7-12, and ELA, grade 7-12, and who upon completing a satisfactory probationary period ending November 29, 2020, be granted tenure in the area of special education effective November 29, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, no one? Motion carries. 5.2, upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that Harvey Levine be appointed as an uncertified teacher at a rate of $95 per.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed, no one? Motion carries. 5.3, upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be resolved that Teresa Shealy be appointed to the position of Coordinator of Special Education for the 2021 school year in accordance with the terms of the MOA between the district and the Ellenville Teachers School-Related Professionals Association Teachers Unit dated August 26, 2020.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries unanimous. 5.4, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be resolved that Lori Sadow be appointed substitute clerical at a rate of $95 per day work for the 2021 school year.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. 5.5, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, be resolved that Kimberly Velez be appointed uncertified substitute teacher at a rate of $95 per day work for the 2021 school year.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion.
Yes, Lisa, you had mentioned to us that, just before, that we're still having trouble getting substitutes, as is every district, but did you enumerate a plan that you told us you were going to do? I miss it, or
So-
what we're doing to try and find more subs to keep our teachers, when they're absent?
We're advertising again, word of mouth. We're trying to do whatever we can to get more people on.
We trained an additional 5 substitutes last week, and 2 additional substitutes are being trained this week.
And so how do our numbers this year compare to last year when we were short?
I don't have that information right now, but we can get it. I know we're trying desperately. The superintendents are having a discussion on Tuesday also. I asked that this be put on the agenda. We're all struggling with it, but I thought maybe if BOCES took the lead in trying to get, more regional support for all of us, that would help too, although it would be competitive amongst all the districts on who gets what. But we're looking at that, and we're still looking at maybe sliding scales and number of days and situations like that,
Can we assume that it's made more difficult by the COVID-19?
for sure. And I'll give you an example of that, John. We have, and the board, we do have substitutes, but we have some substitutes that just don't want to take the risk of coming in, so we've lost some substitutes. And then some substitutes that are more comfortable working at the high school level as opposed to the elementary. So this has definitely put additional, we have additional challenges with getting people into the classroom. So we're trying to think out of the box to cover classes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. Budget resolutions.
Motion move 6.1 and 6.2.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. 7.1, approval of IEPs. Resolve the attached list of student IEPs as acknowledged as appropriate. 16.
Move the list as presented.
Second.
Seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. 8.1, external auditor. Resolved that the external audit for the
Motion move 8.1 and 8.2.
Second.
Motion seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Motion carries. Mark your calendars. It says next meeting November 10th, but the next meeting is actually November 4th. It'll be here at 5:30 p.m. Dinner will be served.
The next regular board meeting is November 10th?
Yes. Anybody want to see anything put on for the next regular meeting on November 10th on the agenda? Geneva?
I know we have a lot going on, but if we can get an update with the Black History class.
We shall have it. Jody?
November 4th is just a construction meeting, correct?
That's correct. Anybody else? I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Moved and seconded, discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, no one? We're adjourned.
That's what you wanted.
Mics are still on.